Hey gang, it's Meditation Monday and it's evening already and whew, finally got my peace. Today is the 14th and it was really a crazy day to start off with. And I always take the biggest challenges in the morning time just so I can get it going and get it over with. But somehow the pace has been kind of up and down. And a lot of things, when people expect something and they don't get it, sometimes they just get upset. You can feel that energy because they were not getting what they wanted. But instead, it's more like when people don't get what they want, they end up handling the situation in a very chosen way. And I use that word is because you have the choice to whether you want to act upon it with good intention or you want to act upon it being an asshole. And it does happen some of times when, you know, people start acting like assholes. And it's not because you did something wrong, it's because they probably had some kind of expectation for something. And it's just been kind of like that. Like, anyways, and so when those feelings are around and when they linger around, I usually don't go into like my meditation mode. Is because it really has to have that right feeling. And I give, monks and priests and people who has a, schedule of going into it when they wake up or when they do this or when they do that, they have all these things. But the way I do my meditation is really when I just feel it in here. And I can meditate, you know, in one day 3 4 5 times because and it could be very short or it could be long. And when I do that long meditation, I'm usually in such a good place, like a utopia place where it just flows of energy and just relax you. And it was so cute because this weekend, and those that doesn't know what I do is I love to work with dogs because why? The connection with dogs, it's so quick. And you can see this dog was very wishy-washy, going around and, doing its thing. And at one point, that dog ended up literally sitting down in the bathtub and getting his pedicure. Look how cute it is. You can see it on my other YouTube channel, but it's kind of hard to see. But Lily's sitting down like an old man. It's so cute. And so that's when I get that energy to really pour it in. And that's what really feels when you do something from the heart and from that passion. And meditation, it really comes down to when you have that pure heart, that pure intention. Sometimes we want to, because I'm not a monk, I'm not a priest, I'm not in, do it every morning and do it, I have my ritual where I go and wake up and brush my teeth, do my face, and go out to the garden. And once I hit the soil, the grass, that's when I feel the connection. And so really, whenever you have, because we're all busy, but we always have the time to always, I mean, look at what time it is. It's almost probably 11 o'clock. And I'm finally feeling it because I don't want to waste, because I know I want to go into a deep meditation tonight because there's so much things of energy that was floating today that really needs to settle. And when I say, if we're always in a rush in trying to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and not really find out what was that energy or feeling it settled into you, you're sometimes going to miss the messages that was there. And when we don't sometimes focus on what the bigger message is that the universe is trying to tell you, trying to teach you, it's because we're very disfocused on how we want to balance ourselves, how we want to really bring in the good new intention, because that's really our focal point every new moon, where we create that new energy of bringing in that new intention. And when it becomes a full moon, we let go. And so if we don't really organize what's inside of us, and we keep on going and going and going and not getting the rest our body needs, because remember now, the heart is actually surrounded by a whole bunch of muscles. And if we don't give our heart that exercise of breath and letting it go, you're going to skip so many things that we're supposed to look at in life. And I did that. And I wondered today, one thing that my mother told me, because, we're going to do an early Thanksgiving. And she said this one thing to me, and it really like struck a chord in me. It hurt in a way where, wow, when you become a parent and when you come of, looking at your kids at 30, 40, 50, whether they're your grandkids at 19 or 5 or whatever, we look through our lenses through many different ways. And I did this challenge last week, Monday, is when you wake up, say 3 things about yourself, and I started to do that challenge. And I started to think, wait a minute, I'm really running out of 3 things that describe me. So on my Instagram, you can look for Cocojor. We have 3 Instagram, which is Cocojor, which is AKA me. We also have our Cocojor Hawaii, as well as our Cocojor Japan. So I kind of wanted to see what people see me in that 3 words. So I did this anonymous thing. I don't know who is writing this, but it's an app called NGL, where you can just kind of tab in and say, well, this one is to describe me in 3 words. And this one, it says mindful, balance, focus. How do you do that? And so I kind of really put it down where this is how I do it in my life. And it gives me a nice thing in how people view me, because that's like literally a 5D mirror where people is saying these 3 comments and how they see you. This one is sweet, nice, and wild. Well, thank you. The next one is lit, cool, and fun. And so I have no idea who is writing these, but because it stays anonymous. And I think you can pay money to find out, who's running this, but you know what? I don't want to do that, because sometimes in life, you don't need to know things. That makes it much nicer. And that keeps that mystery between you and whoever wrote that, and how they view you, is because it's that mirror. And some of these things really gives you a light that you never even saw. Like, I didn't know I was lit. I didn't know some people see me as that. And so that's why it's so great that I did this challenge on literally last week. And I don't know how much I got, but I got a whole bunch of it. And I think I'm going to make it into a collage to give me the inspiration as well as the confidence of what people think of me, see me, whether it's good, the bad, or the ugly, is what they see. And that gives you that motivation to maybe switch in how these criticism about you can really identify you to a better person. Because like, they're all anonymous people, which is great, and I love it. And I'm going to keep it that way because I don't want to know. And I want to rely on these people who took the time to write what they saw in me. And those things are like music, right? It's emotions, it's feeling, it's raw, it's real. And as you know, whether people create music or whether they create sound or whether they create a book, all these creativity of life comes into something that they manifest. And so that's why I think maybe if you guys want to join in this challenge and start figuring out these 3 things every single day, and that gives you a motivation, that gives you some kind of clarity and some kind of goal to seek. Because you know why? Sometimes the way other people see you, they see you in different phases of who you are. And grab the best notes of what they say, thank them, and really show them your appreciation. I put little emojis and pictures and thoughts and things like that, because that's what we lack, that little extra recognition about how other view us, how others sees us, which is so important because pandemic made us really dig deep into our soul, and that's what a lot of us right now is very much gutting out. And a lot of people, and there's going to be more, and I hate to say it, is going to start to pass away because of things as they're changing. Just like if you're an alligator or reptile, their skin, like snakes, their skin fall off to the next skin. That is what is starting to happen. And when you start to see people looking like that, where their face, their energy is just start to lift off, and they get tired, and there's some that will go backwards, where they start to feel young, and where they start to feel vibrant, and they start to feel who they are. And so take this moment literally and really start it, because sometimes you need help in your homework. Like I did. I'm like, every morning, 3 things about me. Okay, And then just so happened I saw this app and I started to do that. And it's kind of the course kind of change where people are now telling me how they see. And it's nothing to be narcissistic. It's nothing to do with that. It's really a groundwork on self-development, where self-development shows your character and how the best you can be out there, and we all have to grow from there, and we all have to strive to be the best. I mean, like, I've gotten, because I do, on the side consulting, and I got a call and 3, 4 calls um doing that, but it's not here, it's in another state. And so that's kind of where I am, and that's why it's so great and got me prepared to do this medical microbubble, is because I can take it anywhere around the world with me and work with it and show them, because there is a show out in Japan. They just told me that there's one. The next event is November 26th, 27th in Osaka. Tokyo, December 18th. And then another Tokyo in March 30th to April 2nd. And so, whew, going back to Japan again. And so, and then we come back to the Pet Expo out here in Hawaii. And so that's why it's so important that I decided to do this, where really I saw that vision happening back in 2019. And, this is how it all works, because really it all connects from meditation, bringing in that real you in here to guide that spirit, so you can get yourself ready to see and bring the best of who you are. And I can feel it. I can feel it coming, and I can feel these things that's happening. And so that's why it's so important to always keep something in writing, where you can achieve, instead of going wishy-washy and around it, because you want to go forward, not around in wishy-washy world. It's really about getting fine-tuned. And sometimes people are not ready, and when they're not ready, they're not ready. But you can't wait until they get ready, because you don't know when that will be. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to depart in another ways, in another world, in another you. And a lot of times people take that like it's the end of the world, that you're going to lose everything. You're not. Believe me. Those that really want to be around you will be around you. Those that doesn't want to be around you, or who can't stand you, they're not going to be around you, because it's really about bringing clarity to the likeness of that energy that really is a joint energy of contentment, of going forward. So I know this video has gone way too over for Meditation Monday, is because usually in the evening, I feel it a lot better, and it's saying time to get ready to go to bed. So have a wonderful Meditation Monday. I don't know when is what, but a lot on my plate. But you know what? It's okay, because as long as you can stay balanced and really bring in that energy of always be mindful in whatever you do, even though you may feel that it's not within your balance, that's when you challenge yourself to be focused and stay strong. So you take care. Have a wonderful meditation Monday. I'm starting it this evening, gonna get ready to take a shower and get ready to go to bed, and hoping that this week is gonna be a wonderful, smooth sailing week to guide us into Thanksgiving. So you stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and check us out. We have our blog session on our website, cocojor.com, as well as cocojorchannel.com. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. And most of all, aloha.